Welcome back to my channel. You already know it's your boy Hood Diggity, the Rock Reactor, back with another video. Yes, sir. Before I proceed, let me know where you tapping in from. Let me know what country, what city, what mountain, what hill, what cave, what island, what planet, what universe. Let me know where you at. Represent your hood. Yes, sir. We got today's news. Now, Trump has too much on his plate. Trump is like all over the place. He hasn't mentioned Greenland in a while, but it's so hard to keep up with Trump. Now, what's up with Trump and Cuba? Trump pumps up the pressure on Cuba. At first I was actually wondering, what is it that he would want with, what is it that he wants with Cuba? But then I kind of understand it. What he doesn't want is he doesn't want Cuba or any countries from this hemisphere to do any type of have any type of diplomatic relations with Russia, with the enemy, as he may call it. But let's take a look, guys. Let's take a look. Trump pumps up the pressure at Cuba. Let's take a look. Cuba's going through hell right now. And before we do, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, hit the like button. Any donations to my channel will be greatly appreciated. My PayPal account is on the screen. Let's get it.
Is a big story. We'll keep following that one. President Trump says high-level efforts are underway to make some kind of a deal with Cuba, and he is using oil to gain leverage, moving to cut off supplies to ramp up the pressure. Interior Secretary Doug Burgum joins us now. Mr. Secretary, good to see you again out there on a very snowy North Lawn. Looks a lot like your home state today.
Absolutely, a beautiful sunny day here. We love the snow. We love the clear skies. Love the sunshine.
So the president says he's negotiating a deal with Cuba's leadership. Listen to how he put it.
Cuba's a failing nation. It has been for a long time, but now it doesn't have Venezuela to prop it up. So we're talking to the people from Cuba, the highest people in Cuba, to see what happens. I think we're going to make a deal with Cuba.
I think we're going to make a deal with Cuba. So nobody knows what this deal looks like.
Exactly.
What can you tell us?
Well, with President Trump, you know, whatever deal that he strikes is going to be good for the American people. And this is just another example of President Trump understanding that energy dominance leads to peace abroad. It leads to prosperity at home. And energy dominance allows energy diplomacy. The ability to take a country like Cuba that was in cahoots with Venezuela, with their corrupt government, Cuba providing security forces to Venezuela, providing other assistance to that, and then in trade, getting Venezuelan oil sanctioned with President Trump now enforcing sanctions. Unlike prior administration, the Biden administration had sanctions on Iran, Russia, others, and then we just turned we turned all these countries into China's discount gas station, and then these countries kept on funding wars and fueling terrorism. With President Trump, when he puts sanctions on, it means something, and then that creates negotiating leverage, and good things happen for America.
Yeah, so the strategy is for the president to turn off the spigot of oil flowing from Venezuela to Cuba. And
Guys, what my main concern is the people of Cuba, the citizens of Cuba. Now, this is sort of like a balance. I agree with what Trump is aiming to do in a way, and I don't. Because in the meantime, if Cuba has no oil, Cuba's going to go back to the prehistoric ages. And the people are going to suffer. The people are suffering right now, the people of Cuba. But, I mean, if they want to change the regime, and it's not going to be a regime change, they're just going to make a deal, whatever, to basically benefit just the American people. But I just feel real bad for the Cuban people. The people in Cuba, they're going to go through it without any oil in the meantime while they negotiate. They were bringing oil from Mexico. Now Mexico stopped bringing them oil, even though Mexico says that they're going to be doing humanitarian aids there. But I'm very concerned about the Cuban people.
appears to be having the intended effect. Here's an analysis from Fox Noticias' Andrea Linares. Listen here.
According to analysts, right now, Cuba has about 15 to 20 days of oil supply left.
Wow.
Let's just remember, they're just running dry. They lost that lifeline from Venezuela. It's really turning into a catastrophic situation. Of course, we don't want a humanitarian crisis, but some Cuban Americans here are actually hopeful that this could lead to a total collapse.
Yeah.
So we've seen some of the protests, the government-organized protests in Cuba. They're blaming the United States.
Did they say the Cuban people in the United States are hopeful that this would be a total collapse. That don't make sense, guys.
Collapse.
Yeah.
So we've seen some of the protests, the government-organized protests in Cuba. They're blaming the United States for the hardships. But if you turn off the lights, the populace has a habit of getting very upset at the people who are in charge. Is this potentially a moment where the regime could fall?
Absolutely it is. President Trump, 100% correct. This was a regime that was propped up by Venezuelan oil. The oil came into Cuba. They used some of it to keep the lights on. Other oil that was coming into Cuba was sold. That's where they were generating cash to keep their corrupt government going. And so again, control the oil, you control the money, you create leverage for negotiating. President Trump, of course, understands 90 miles from Florida. Understand a Russian aircraft just landed there recently, resupply potentially from Russian military. This is not activity we want to have happening at our doorstep. President Trump has vowed to keep this hemisphere free and safe. And so, again, great steps by the Trump administration.
You know, there's been a number of times since 1959 that the Cuban diaspora here in the United States, predominantly in Miami, have seen it, potentially heady days ahead as they thought, well, maybe the regime's going to fall. When Castro died, they thought maybe it'll fall. There's been some other crises.
That's something else, guys, that I was going to say. We all thought that as soon as Fidel died, that the regime was going to change and it was going to be a democratic state again, and Cuba was going to be free and everything was going to be good. But that did not happen. That did not happen, and they still have that communist regime. Guys, to be honest with you, I don't think Trump really cares about a regime change in Cuba. I think what Trump just wants is basically to get it his way and get security for the American people. But I think this is going to be just a negotiation where whatever the deal is for them to not trade or whatever, maybe give them a limited supply of fuel, oil. But I don't think Trump is very interested or cares much about a regime change or not, guys. We'll just have to see where this is going.
That they thought maybe the leadership will finally abdicate or get toppled or whatever, and maybe there will be a transition to representative democracy. We certainly haven't gotten anywhere near that yet. And I'm wondering, if in the president's talks with Cuban leadership, could representative democracy be a potential outcome here? And what would that mean not only for the people of Cuba, but for American investment in that island in the years ahead?
Well, with the change in government, the upside for investment, the upside for the Cuban people is dramatic. This is a country that has all the potential, say, of a Florida. They've just had the wrong government there. And we look what's happening in South Florida, 90 miles away, one of the important growth areas of our country. Miami really becoming the capital of, in many ways, the capital of South America. Mm-hmm. And that kind of prosperity could come to Cuba. President Trump, I hope the message is getting through to all the Cuban people that President Trump is on your side as well. And there could be a very, very bright future.
All right. Well, a lot of people will keep their fingers crossed, and we'll keep an eye on it. Secretary Burgum, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thank you, John.
Click here.
I would be very hopeful for Cuban regime change. That would be incredible. But, guys, I don't see it. I think it's just going to be another Venezuela deal where it just benefits Trump in any way. But it's going to F over the citizens of Cuba. I pray for the people of Cuba. I pray for them. I really hope that that they hang on. I really hope God ends up on their side, and I really hope people like Trump and the administration and even the leadership, the authorities in Cuba, start putting the people of Cuba first. Guys, you already know, man. Subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, hit the like button. Any donations to my channel will be greatly appreciated. My PayPal account is on the screen. Peace, love, and God bless.